got so much fucking design on right now.
Why Yoo Jung reportedly refused to work with Kang again. Insider reveals explosive reason. What if I told you that the fairy tale everyone believed in, the on-screen magic between Kimyoojung and Kang, was not the perfect harmony it appeared to be? What if behind the flawless smiles, the breathtaking chemistry, and the millions of fans begging for a reunion, there was a silent battle? A wound so deep that when the scripts for a second drama arrived, Kimyoojung's answer was not just no, it was never again. This is the story that's now shaking the Korean drama world to its core. Hold on tight, K-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The chemistry that defined a generation when Kimyoojung and Kang first appeared together on screen, viewers called it lightning in a bottle. Every glance, every word, every brush of the hand between them carried that rare kind of electricity, the kind that turns a simple romance drama into legend. Fans shipped them endlessly. Directors praised their emotional connection. And behind the scenes, even crew members whispered about how natural they seemed together. But as one insider recently revealed, what the world saw as harmony may have been hiding something far more complicated. They were professional, but there was tension, real tension. Not hatred. Not ego. Something deeper. Something personal. The turning point had happened midway through filming, according to multiple set insiders. A scene, meant to be soft and emotional, suddenly turned raw and unpredictable. Kimyoojung, always known for her calm professionalism, reportedly left the set in tears after an unscripted moment caught her off guard. At first, it was brushed off as creative intensity. Actors get lost in emotion all the time. But when it started happening more often, when emotional boundaries blurred, and personal feelings began to seep into the scenes, the dynamic shifted. Crew members noticed it. Producers discussed it behind closed doors. And by the time filming wrapped, that quiet tension had become impossible to ignore. The offer that changed everything months later, as the drama soared in ratings and fans demanded a sequel, production teams began planning a reunion. The project was massive, bigger budget, global distribution, international brand tie-ins. Everyone assumed Kimyoojung and Kang would return. Until, one morning, an anonymous tip leaked to the press, Kimyoojung has declined to participate in the reunion project, despite being offered a record-breaking paycheck. No explanation. No public statement. Just silence. Then came the insider quote that ignited the entire internet. She told them she doesn't want to relive what happened on that set. What did happen on that set? According to multiple sources close to the production, Kimyoojung's decision wasn't about money, fame, or ego, but about trust. Reports suggest that during filming, certain emotional scenes became too real, crossing lines that blurred fiction and reality. Rumors spread that Kang's approach to character immersion sometimes left co-stars emotionally unsettled, particularly during intense romantic moments. An assistant director recalled, Kang is passionate. He throws himself completely into character. But sometimes that intensity can be overwhelming for his scene partners. And though there was no misconduct or scandal, the emotional weight of those scenes left a lasting mark. Yoo Jung, known for her sensitivity and deep empathy, reportedly found it difficult to move past that experience. The public face versus the private pain. Publicly, the two maintained professionalism. They smiled at rap parties. They thanked each other in interviews. They posed side by side on promotional posters. But keen-eyed fans began noticing the distance. In behind-the-scenes clips, Yoo Jung seemed quieter. Kang, usually warm and talkative, appeared more guarded around her. Their laughter, once effortless, now felt rehearsed. It wasn't hatred. It was heartbreak, silent, complex, and unresolved. The insider revelation then came. The bombshell interview. An unnamed insider from the drama's production team finally broke their silence. There was no scandal. No fight. But something happened that changed everything. They had a real emotional connection, and when it fell apart, it hurt them both. Yoo Jung couldn't separate the character's heartbreak from her own. That's why she walked away. Not out of anger, but because it still hurts. The internet exploded. Was it love? Was it misunderstanding? Or was it simply the cost of giving too much of yourself to a story that cuts too close to the heart? The fans react #Yoo Jung and songkang trended for days. Some fans defended her choice, she deserves peace. Others demanded the truth, what really happened between them. And some just mourned the loss of a partnership that had redefined modern K-drama romance. As one fan wrote, "They made us believe in love, and now, we're watching them fall apart." Silence speaks louder than words. Neither Kimyoojung nor Songkang has commented publicly. Their agencies have avoided the topic entirely. But their actions speak volumes. Songkang quietly unfollowed her on social media. Kimyoojung, meanwhile, deleted all behind-the-scenes photos from the drama from her page. And in her most recent interview, when asked about working with him again, she simply said, "Some stories are better left as memories." The unspoken truth: what fans once saw as cinematic perfection may have been two hearts caught in a storm too real to control. Because sometimes, acting isn't just performance, it's exposure. Two souls trying to portray love, and accidentally finding pieces of it in each other. And when that love ends, or becomes too painful to revisit, even the most beautiful scripts can turn into reminders of what once was. The last scene: it was supposed to be their final moment on screen, a tender farewell between their characters. The lights were low, the set still. Outside, snow fell softly against the windows, turning the world white, eerily calm, almost cinematic in its perfection. The director's voice echoed, "Action." They stepped into the frame. She looked up at him, eyes full of the same emotion that had made millions fall in love with their story. He smiled, hesitated for just a heartbeat, and whispered his final line. But what happened next wasn't in the script. Kimyoojung's voice cracked, not the way it does when an actor performs a scene, but the way it does when something real breaks inside you. Her tears came before the cue. The camera kept rolling. And for that moment, everyone in the room knew, this wasn't acting anymore. Songkang froze. He reached out, instinctively, trying to comfort her. But she stepped back, a single, trembling motion, and whispered something too soft for the mic to catch. The director didn't call cut. He didn't need to. The moment had ended on its own. After the camera stopped when filming wrapped, applause filled the air, crew members celebrating the end of months of hard work. But Kimyoojung quietly walked off the set. No selfies, no champagne, no final hugs. Just her small frame disappearing into the dim corridor, leaving Songkang standing there, frozen in place. A witness from the crew later described that moment. "He watched her walk away, and I swear he wanted to follow. But something held him back. It was like he knew that if he said one more word, it would make everything worse." That was the last time they were seen together. The dinner that never happened. Tradition in the industry is simple. After a successful shoot, the cast and crew share one final dinner. It's not about contracts or cameras. It's about closure. Songkang reportedly waited for her at the restaurant, sitting quietly at a table reserved for the two of them. But Kimyoojung never came. Instead, her manager showed up briefly, to hand over a small white envelope. Inside it was a handwritten note. Short. Graceful. Heartbreaking. "Thank you for everything. Let's keep the good memories as they are." No signature. No explanation. Just that. Songkang read it once, folded it neatly, and said nothing for the rest of the night. The whispers of regret in the weeks that followed, he threw himself into new projects. Interviews. Photo shoots. Brand campaigns. Always smiling. Always perfect. But when a reporter asked about Yoo Jung, if he'd like to work with her again, his expression changed. He laughed softly, looking down for a long moment before answering, "She's someone I'll always respect." But sometimes, the timing between people just doesn't work. It wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. Careful. Measured. Like someone speaking to protect another person, not themselves. Yoo Jung's silence. Meanwhile, Yoo Jung stayed silent. No interviews. No public appearances for months. When she finally returned to the spotlight for a new film, her fans noticed something different. The smile was still there, bright, warm, radiant, but the innocence was gone. She carried herself differently now. Older. Stronger. Like someone who had survived something invisible. During one press junket, a journalist gently mentioned Kang's name. She paused, just for a second, and then replied, "We all grow. And sometimes, growth means walking separate paths." It was the first and last time she ever spoke about him. The legacy they left behind. Their drama remains one of the most streamed romances in Korea, a timeless masterpiece of chemistry, emotion, and heartbreak. But now, every fan who rewatches it can feel it, the real emotion behind their performances. The authenticity that made it too painful to repeat. Because sometimes, the greatest love stories don't end with a kiss or a reunion. They end with quiet respect, and the courage to walk away. And for Kimyoojung and Kang, that was their real final scene, the moment they stopped being co-stars. And became each other's unfinished story.